Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to start off with the tools you're going to need. So usually I do my foundation with a sponge. So I'm going to be using this Real Technique sponge. I'm going to put the prices of everything down in the description box. So I use this to apply my foundation. If you want to use brushes, H Cosmetics, you get a set for like 20 bucks. The set that I would recommend to you guys is the Rose Romance. So I'm just gonna be using these three from the that set. They're a little dirty because I did use these. As far as products, you want to make sure that you prep your skin first. So use a moisturizer. The Pond's moisturizer is really good for all skin types. Then you want a primer. So as far as primer, you want to first find out what type of skin you have, like if you're dry, oily, or combination. If you're dry or combo, I would recommend this Maybelline Baby Skin primer. So this one's gonna be pore filling, and it's gonna smooth your skin out. If you're more combination and you have like oily areas, like you can use this all over your face and then just apply this Nyx Can't Stop Won't Stop primer just in your T-zone where you are oily. So I'm more on the oily side, but I am going to use both of these eyebrows. Honestly, the easiest thing to use is an eyebrow pencil, and you guys know I recommend the Morphe one because I just love it. But you can use, like, if you need to just go into the store and like grab something, the NYX one is pretty good too. So the NYX one will come like dual ended like this, and it has a spoolie on it so you can brush through your eyebrow hairs. So that one's pretty good as well. BH also has a good eyebrow pencil too. And after you do that, you're going to use your foundation. The foundation I'm going to be using is the Maybelline Superstay. This foundation is good for all skin types. But if you want something that's a little bit more, this one is pretty full coverage. So if you want something like more on the natural side, the Fit Me Matte and Poreless is really good. The Dewy and Smooth one is good if you have drier skin. If you have drier skin, you can also use the Matte and Poreless one, but just make sure that you are using like hydrating primers. Also, to hydrate your face, you can use this Mario Badescu spray. You can get it at Ulta. It's 7 bucks. So if you want to use this to like prep your skin before you use the primer, you can do that as well. So after you have your foundation, you want to have your concealer. The most affordable one, the one that I like to use, is the LA Girl ones. So they're pretty affordable, but e.l.f. has one that you can use. When you set your concealer, you want to use a powder. The powder I recommend is this Airspun one. You can get it at Walmart. This one is good for, you know, all skin tones. So even if you're a little bit darker, if you're very light, you know, this will work, and it's not going to leave like a cast on your face. I would recommend a contour palette. So this one is from BH Cosmetics. You can also use the NYX one if you want to like bronze up your skin. You can use the translucent one to set all over your face, and you can just leave it like that. But if you want more dimension, I would recommend this palette. And then after that, you'll just need mascara. The Colossal Big Shot one. I love this mascara. For highlighter, I recommend this Master Chrome. So this one is in Molten Gold. To set your face, I have this Make It Last spray for if you're oily. I mean, you can use it if you're drier too, just to lock in your skin. But before you use this one, if you're drier, I would recommend spraying your face with the Mario Badescu one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my skin, and I'm just gonna take like a pea-size amount, rub it into your hands, and press it into your skin. With silicone primers like this, you definitely want to press it in and really like sink in. So if you're drier, you can definitely use the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. Go ahead and take my mattifying primer. Gonna take about this much of the mattifying one and rub it and press it in. So now we're gonna move on to brows. What you want to do now is called brow mapping. So you're gonna take the pencil, put it right here on the side of your nose, and mark it right there. So that is where the front of your brow should start. And then you're gonna do the same thing through the pupil, from the corner to the pupil of your eye, straight through. And right here should be where the arch is. And then you wanna take it down here, angle it from the outer corner of your eye from your nostril, and this is where your tail should be. So basically, now that you have those 3 dots, well, lines, you want to just basically connect the dots. So just outline here, go all the way up to that line there, and then down to that line there. And so then you just want to outline the top all the way up here, all the way down to that corner piece. And you can just take that there and just brush through to get that harsh line away. And it's okay if it looks a little sloppy because you are going to clean it up with concealer. I'm just gonna do the other eyebrow, and then we're going to start cleaning. And to clean up the brows, I like to use this e.l.f. small angled brush. So it just looks like that. Squeeze out a little bit, take it on to my brush, and you just want to outline your brows like how you did when you were filling them in. And just go follow the shape that you did. When I get here, I like to use my finger to just blend the rest so it's not so harsh. I'm gonna take Fawn just to go on the outside, the top, and we're just gonna outline there. And blend. Now that we have our brows done, it's time for foundation. So like I said, I'm going to take the Maybelline one. You can use whatever foundation that you want. To take 1 pump, and I like to dot my foundation on before I use my sponge. Just dot it all around. If you want fuller coverage, you can definitely use a brush. The brush that comes in that Rosé Romance one is like a flat top, so it looks kind of like this, and you can use that. And I'm going to take this flat side of my sponge and just press it into my skin. If you're dry, you can spray your sponge and then apply it on. And make sure that when you use your sponge that it is damp. So if you want your foundation to be more skin-like, One pump is good, but me, I like a little bit of extra coverage, so I'm going to do another pump. If you don't want your foundation to look cakey, make sure that you are doing small layers at a time if you want more coverage. Don't just put like all of it on at one time. Do a little bit at a time and slowly build it up. That's why I like to dot it on, so I can control like how much foundation I'm putting on. So now we have foundation on. Oh, I'm sorry I'm touching my hair in this video, but my hair is just like doing some weird like gang signs, so like I should have put my hair up, but I didn't. So now we're gonna just use our concealer. So I'm gonna take that cool tan color and I'm gonna highlight. So with highlighting, it all depends on your face shape. For me, I like to stay here in the middle and bring it down. My face is, as you can see, pretty like round because, you know, I'm a little chunky. To highlight and contour this way. If your face is like more narrow, you want to make it wider, so bring out that highlight a little bit. But it's really a personal preference. This is just the way I do it. It's really trial and error on how you like to look, but this is the basics. So I'm just gonna go here and put some underneath my eyes, just like that, close to the side of my nose, and then like feather it out. And down the bridge of your nose. I like to come a little bit here just to make my nose look a little bit slimmer. The chin, I like my chin, so I bring my chin out. I do this area because it looks a little dark. I don't color correct, so, and we're just gonna apply a little bit onto the lids. So for like more coverage for your concealer, you can definitely let your concealer sit like this for about like 20 to 30 seconds to let it dry down a little bit. But when you go right away and blend as soon as you put it on, like whatever concealer you're using, it might be a little bit more liquidy, so just be careful. This LA Girl one is like on the thicker side, so you can definitely get away with just going in afterwards. So I'm going to take the pointed side of the sponge and I'm just going to apply it here, and I'm going to look up and dab. And I'm also dabbing it onto the side of my nose. And just to balance everything out, I do go with whatever is left over and put onto my forehead. I don't like to highlight my forehead too much. And then once you have that blended out, take that foundation part and just blend out the edges, just to make everything seamless. So there's not like an area where you can tell there's concealer. You want it to all just look skin-like, everything flows. So now we're gonna do the powder, and you're gonna make sure that you blend because you don't want anything to crease. So if you're dry, you don't have to do this, but I recommend doing it, but maybe not just baking, but taking like a small amount and just setting by pressing it in. And if you feel like you got too much powder, you can just take it on your hand and dab off the excess. So now we're just setting all those highlighted areas. And you can really use this to set your whole face. Just make sure you take like a small layer if you're dry. But for me, I'm gonna actually bake because I'm oily, so baking on the sides of my nose because I'm doing like reverse contouring. And my forehead because my forehead gets very oily. And then I'm just gonna go and just set the rest of my face with the powder. Make sure you set, you know, all the liquids or else it's gonna transfer onto like clothes or if you go to hug someone, so that's like really embarrassing. So make sure you set those areas. So now we're gonna take this powder brush and we're gonna move on to bronzer. We're gonna take our BH Cosmetic one. And so I'm going to take a mixture of this one and that one to like bronze and contour. And then I'm gonna go here. For my face, because it's round, I'm gonna go straight like at an angle down. And I'm not curving it in because I don't want my cheeks more defined. I want them to look chiseled. So I'm just gonna take that here and just go down. Like that. And it doesn't have to be precise. I like to go along my jawline because like I said, I've been, you know, getting a little chunky, so I want to look as thin as I can without having to actually lose any weight, but I do want to lose weight. So now that that's done, if you want to make like your contour or your cheekbones pop a little bit more, you can take that sponge, go back in with that translucent powder and just stamp it here, but you don't have to. That's only if you want it more defined. Now we're gonna take this eyeshadow brush. It's like fluffy. You can use a fluffier one. Elf has some fluffy ones. Morphe has some ones that you can use. And we're just gonna go and take those same two mixtures of the bronzers and we're just gonna put this on in our crease and just like go in circular motions to just blend it. And I like to take it to my nose as well, so right here, just to give your eyes some definition, but you don't have to do that. You can leave them plain, like bare. And I just like to take that brush and just like go along the sides of my nose. Now that that's done, I'm gonna take fluffy brush again and just dust away the powder. I forgot to bake down the bridge, so that's what I'm gonna do right now. I don't know how I forgot that. So that's just for baking there. So I'm gonna let that sit. And while that is sitting, I'm going to take this brush. This is a highlighting brush. Well, it's not really a highlighting brush. It's called the F19. This one is from Shop Miss A. This one is for only $1. I really like this brush. This is supposed to be like a dupe for the Anastasia highlighting brush. and they have brushes there. They also have lashes there. Everything is $1 on that site. So I'm going to take my Maybelline Master Chrome. This one is in Molten Gold. And we're just going to dust it onto our cheekbones. Just have a very light hand when it comes to this. And I like to go underneath my brow bone right here. You just want to connect that so it has like a U or a V almost there. And if you wanted shimmer on your lid, like you can take this same highlighter or whatever highlighter you're using, put it on your lid or pop it on your inner tear duct. Take that same powder brush and brush that powder off. I'm going to apply some highlighter here at the tip and then on the bridge. Now that we have that, we're looking a little powdery. So I'm going to spray my face with this Mario Badescu spray. And then you just want to take your sponge and push all that product in. That way everything looks seamless and skin-like. So at this point you can pop on mascara, throw on a gloss, and head out the door. I am going to be applying lashes because my lashes are really tiny and they don't show up, so I just like lashes. So I'm going to be using the Ardell Demi Wispies. So those are going to look more natural. And then I'll probably just do a nude lip. Okay, so now we have lashes on. I put on a lip as well. I used the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi. And I just paired that with the NYX liner in Espresso. And so now that we have pretty much our full face completed, I'm just going to take my setting spray and I'm just going to spritz my face. And push that in because this is really going to make your makeup last all day. So this is a simple everyday look that you can do. And it looks very natural. You look like you're put together, but you didn't really try too hard. Honestly, the thing that takes the longest is blending out your foundation and concealer. So once you have that done, the rest just comes together. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.